Hello. Hi, hippies. All right, so what we're going to be doing today is going to be making a Cannabling ashtray. We're going to be making a Cannabling ashtray. Um, um, I'm gonna assume everyone can hear me. I know it's really early on a Thursday. Everyone's probably at work, but since I do these in so many layers, I want to try to get it done today. I'm not sure if we're going to actually be able to do that. Hey, how are you? But yeah, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to finish this all today. We may be finishing it up in the morning, but we'll see. I'm going to be coming back like every 4 hours or so after this cures, so that way we can move on to the next layer. I'm going to make sure that I leave the lives up, of course, so that way we can, you know, anyone who's not able to actually tune in exactly when it airs, you will be able to catch it later. Well, I have plenty for, well, no, I won't say plenty, but I got a good bit left still. I need to order some more charms. I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to work with the charms today. We're going to be using like a lot of the different products that are in the resin boxes. I'm going to actually mix the resin live. I'm going to be opening up a new box of it. I opened the lid, but I haven't taken anything out of it. So I just wanted to check and make sure they put cups in here before I went live. Oh, okay. Oh, I probably should have grabbed my water cup. Let me grab that right quick before I get started. And also my little masky mask. Okay. I need to grab a mask right quick. Now, this technically isn't the recommended mask that you should be using, but it's the one I'm about to use right now. So that's where we're at. But yeah, so go ahead and get your stuff on. And I'm going to put my gloves on too. Well, actually, I'll pull this back up after. I'll show you guys what comes in the box. So I got is 2 bottles of the 8 ounce, so it's 16 ounces in total. This is the Aquasil Marine Epoxy resin that I'm using. This is what it comes with. It's this little spatula thing right here. Oh, it came with some popsicle sticks. I already took some out, but it came with some popsicle sticks too, so that's bomb. We love that. Let's see. Not happy card. Claim your free gift. Cool. If anyone wants this free gift, I'm gonna leave it up right here. Feel free to pause and screenshot it. First come, first serve to whoever wants it. Okay, that should have been long enough. All right. Okay, so yeah, this is just like a little user guide and stuff. Don't really need that. And put that back into the box, and we're going to use one of these little cups right here Now the first piece, well, I'm sorry, the first part that I'm going to be starting on with this ashtray is going to be the rim, of course. So, you know, the rim doesn't take that much resin, but with this particular one, this is a pretty large ashtray. So I'm going to, oh goodness, I'm making a lot of noise, so my bad. But yeah. I'm going to be mixing 40 milliliters of the resin to use for the rim, and these are the charms that I'm going to be using too. I'll be showing you guys those in just a few moments. If I knew it was going to be this hard to get into this, I would have got my little blade. See, this is why I haven't done my press-ons yet, because I knew I wanted to do a tutorial. My press-ons would have been flying off doing this. I've been so upset. But we got them open. Let's go ahead and take the little things off the top. Yeah. So note those are on here. I just took some tweezers to kind of poke at the top of that. Oh, you can't hear me? Uh-oh. Make sure my phone not on silent. Okay, can you hear me now? Hey, can you guys hear me? No. Oh, let me turn this off then. Can you hear me? Okay, I can hear myself now that I have this on over here. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, I can hear myself now that I have this on. Let me turn that back. Okay. I'm sorry if I was talking low. I just want to make sure that the audio was up. I'll make sure I speak up. But yeah, here I'm just kind of pulling the little pieces off of here. Gonna put it up there for right now to poke a hole. Then kind of carve it out a bit, and then from there I can kind of grab it up and pull it up. So I still have not found a way to make this completely mess free, and it drives me crazy. Because I do not like having sticky hands. Alright, had to grab a napkin right quick. Oh no! I'm about to knock this thing over in the back. Let me scoop my chair up. Okay. Now that I've gotten those open, I'm going to put my gloves on because we're about to get to mixing. Oh snap, I don't know where my alcohol is. I feel so unorganized right now. Because we're definitely going to need that to mix the resin. Let me find my spray bottle right quick. It can't be too far. Hey, y'all. I do not know where I put my alcohol spray bottles, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to mix this up really, really well without the, what's it called? Without the alcohol. So if you don't have alcohol, I guess this is your chance to figure out the best way to do that. So I usually start with my hardener first just because it's thinner and it just kind of makes it easier to mix without the bubbles, in my opinion. So I'm going to pour this to the 20. Okay, and once it hits that line, I'm going to go ahead and screw that back on. Next, we have the resin. So I guess this would typically be the part A, but I like to mix part B first. And we're going to go ahead and fill our cup up to the 40 line. Okay. I do try to like make sure it's very precise, so do be mindful of that. And usually, I'm not gonna lie, I do stir a little bit quicker than this because I usually have my alcohol, but since we're working without the alcohol, I'm going to be very mindful of like kind of how I stir, trying to make sure it's very smooth, trying especially not to hit the lines on the side because it'll just kind of cause more bubbles and stuff. Don't forget to change direction up when you're stirring as well. So stir one way for a little bit and then, stir in the other direction. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Oops. Okay. As you're stirring, you're probably going to see like kind of lines, especially if you're in a well-lit area. You'll probably see like the little lines within the resin as it starts mixing and blending together. And you want to make sure that those disappear before you go on to pouring. see how I scrape this up? It causes a few bubbles and everything. Alright, so what I'm gonna do next is go ahead and plug this up. Oh, it's starting to move now, but it doesn't really go off and on the way it's supposed to. So it'll be stuck in on position. So when I plug it up, it just turns on pretty much. So I just wanted y'all to be aware of that before we get started here. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be heating the resin and stirring it. I'm going to be showing it to you as well, but you're not going to be able to hear me over the sound of the heat blower. If you can hear me, I try to start on the outside of the cup first. Heat it from the outside. The cord on this is really short, so it's hard to get this in the frame from where my outlet is. So sorry about that. Okay. As you're stirring, you'll feel it get looser and thinner on the stick as well. Try to move your cup around so it doesn't get... Okay, now you do want to be careful not to overheat it as well. But since we're not going to be doing too much, manipulating of this anyway, we should be fine. I'm going to show you guys the charms that I'm going to be working with today. So I have 3 different ones that I'm going to be using. All right, they're all gold. Okay, let's see. We have our wheat leaf charm right there. Oh, we have our crown charm. If you guys can see that. Oh, I'm trying not to drop it. This one has some really pretty rhinestones in it. These are actually available right now on my Etsy shop. I had sold out my packets of these. I just had 2 more left over, so I'm going to be using these today. That's like a crown charm with some rhinestones. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but that's just like the gun charm that I sell in my shop too. All right. So I'm going to put these off to the side right quick. You can see how there's pretty much no bubbles in it. We do have some micro bubbles, but those will rise to the top over time and stuff. There are not any bubbles that are going to cause any holes or stuff or anything like that. Now we can let it sit a bit just to let it dissipate a little bit longer. However, you want to keep an eye on it since we did heat it especially. And you don't want it to flash cure on you because the resin is good for that. Okay. So now I'm just going to take this. I'm going to pour it into my mold. So I have the weed leaf shape mold, or that's the one that I have here, and it's just the basic one. I'll make sure I leave a link to it from Amazon as well. because that's where I got it from. You know, it's like one of the simple Amazon molds. I figured that this was a great one to go live with. And I know y'all love my Cannabling tutorials. That's usually what brings a lot of people over here. So, why not? Alright, so I'm just kind of scraping at this, making sure I get all the resin that's in there. And also, guys, when I was, before I came on camera, one of the things that I did do to prep this mold was I sprayed a bit of mold release on it. I usually do not. However, my mold is getting really, really old because, to be honest, these are the same molds that I've had since doing my very first tutorials. So one of them, you know, is no longer with us. However, this one is. I had two of them. I had the 2-pack. So yeah, I just put some mold release on there so that way I can make it last a little bit longer without having to buy it, since I don't work in them quite so often. Now what you see me doing now is I'm taking each charm, I'm going to place it face down into my resin. This particular mold, it has 5 different tips for the leaves. So I'm going to be placing the weed leaves and the crowns into those 5 spaces at the top and everything. You want to make sure they're face down and take your time placing them. Since this is the only thing that will be in this layer, you can have some fun with it, you know, take your time. Now, if you did want to add something else to this layer, you're more than welcome to. But, you know, just keep in mind your timing. Okay, so these are the gold crowns now. Getting those on in there. Okay. My bad, y'all. I be holding my I be holding my breath placing stuff sometimes, so that's why I be like catching my breath sometimes. Okay, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the gun charms that I have here. I like to place these last when I'm placing them onto the dips. So this particular ashtray has 3 different dips on there where you can put your product into and everything as you're ashing it. And I like to just add like a little bling to those areas, just kind of add a little razzle dazzle and stuff. But since it is curved, I've tried to wait till the last to place the charms into there. Being strategic about where I place them. I'm also making sure that there aren't any bubbles trapped into these areas either. You want to make sure that you're placing all these charms face down as well. That's very important. So that way, you know, they're where you need them to be. Thank you. Are you guys still losing sound? It may be my Wi-Fi kind of going in and out a bit. I hope not. Because my Wi-Fi has been acting really crazy lately. It's still coming up on here. It's still coming up on here. All right, I'm checking in every so often. I'm trying to check the chat too. I'm so sorry if I do miss your messages. But hi, Vanessa from Brazil. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the last one that I'm taking, and I'm putting it onto this little dip right here. Okay. Where are my toothpicks? Guys, I think I might be out of the little toothpicks. This is the first time I've ran out of toothpicks. Oh well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the end of this, and I'm just going to make sure that there aren't any bubbles in any of these little crevices or anything like that, because I don't want them getting trapped and making the edges all jagged when you demold it from the casting. So just go ahead and get in there and get all of that. It's okay if you get a little bit of resin onto the base. You can always pull that off later, but you can't get the bubble out later. Okay. So we are done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cure for a couple hours. It's not going to need long for us to go to the next step, because it's just going to be sitting there. You know, we're not going to be manipulating it or anything. We're just going to be kind of adding layers on top. So we really just kind of need it firm enough not to mix together, to be completely honest. All right. Perfect. Okay, hippies. So I'm gonna brainstorm exactly what I want the next layer to be. If you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. After we leave here, I'm gonna be popping on in about. You go ahead and put your notifications on, and make sure you are subscribed and everything, so that way you do get the alert and stuff when I do go live, and that way you catch me and there aren't any issues and you are caught up. All right, so I'll catch you guys a little bit later. Thank you so much for joining me for this first part.